Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, students. Good evening. Did you practice go through those questions?
So, you said you'll check the notes, sir.
Yes, Akansha.
Sir, I sent you my homework, sir. Is it correct, sir?
Okay, let me check. Yeah. Which question?
Sir, the fifth main
Okay,
second one, sir.
yeah, 2401 25. Two values divided by 25. Is it 2401 in the numerator?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me check. I think it's wrong. 2401 divided by 25.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Dhriti. Dhriti, did you go through yesterday's recording?
Sir, actually, no. Yesterday I was out, so I couldn't see the video.
No, today, at least today after school, you didn't watch.
Yes, sir, I'll see today.
Okay, fine. I'll solve this, Adya. I think it is wrong. 2401. Okay, others, did you all do your homework? I'd given only one question, right?
Sir, I did it in school today, sir, but I don't have the phone to send it to you.
Only one question immediately after max class. After tuition, you can do it, right?
I sent you.
Okay, I'll check. No, Lamila, you haven't sent. Check once. Others, why you all didn't send the homework? Yes. Diyashri, Shalin.
Sir, I also sent you my homework, sir.
Yeah, Akansha, you sent. I didn't call out your name, right? Mariam, Joanna.
Sir, I
Even,
tried,
sir.
sir, but I didn't get the correct answer, sir. I thought you'll
Okay,
do
then
it.
get that. Fine. Is Tanishka online?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening,
Sir, I'm
Tanishka.
very sorry for joining late.
We started late. Okay, no problem. Next, how many questions did we solve yesterday?
So, once again.
Sir, you need to start with the sixth main, sir.
Sixth man. Okay, who's absent? Adya, Shalin. Serisha, was Serisha present today?
No, sir, she's
No,
traveling.
sir, see that. Sir.
Absent. Okay, we have to start from the sixth main. Okay, sixth main has decimals. We have square root, cube. Okay, I hope you all would have understood square and square roots, right? Concept.
Yes.
We will just revise again and we'll get back to sixth. The sixth question has decimals. And yesterday's topic, did you all understand how to shift the decimal or divide by 1,000, 10,000? Okay, look, basically, what is square? Square is when you multiply two numbers, right? Or base into base. Okay, when you multiply two numbers. And where do we use this? Practically, we use the practical use case of square is Just assume your parents give you 10 rupees per day. Okay, 10 rupees per day, and they give it for 10 days. They give rupees 10. Okay, for how many days? 10 consecutive days. Or let me keep as 5. They give you all 5 rupees single day. One day, 5 rupees. Same for the next 5 days. How do you calculate what's the total at the end of fifth day? How much will you have at the end of fifth day?
So 25.
25. We either add this or multiply, right? We
Yes.
either add or multiply. Okay, there is another method, quick method, where you can find the square when the base is same. Look here. In rupees, isn't the base same for rupees? I mean 5. For rupees, it is 5. And what about days? How many days? 5 days. Are in both same? The base is same, right? For both.
Yes. So
So the quick method is just 5 square. 5 square is 25. Okay, both have to be same. For example, if your parents give you all 10 rupees per day for 10 days, are the base same for both? 10 and 10. So what's the answer? What's the total value amount you'll have at the end of 10th day? What's the amount? Yes,
hundred.
students, am I audible?
Hundred. So
Yeah, unmute the call and answer. 10
Yes,
square
sir.
is 100. 10 into 10 is 100. So at the end of 10th day, you'll be having 100 rupees. This is the concept of square. And when you find the square of some value, look, when you're finding the square of 10, what's the square of 10? 100, right?
hundred.
Is the value increasing or decreasing?
It's increasing.
Increasing. Remember this. When you're finding the square of something, the value will always increase. Okay, the value will increase. Okay, opposite is square root. Fine. Square root of 100.
So 10.
How do you find the square root of 100? Which method do we use?
So we factorize. So
Factorize. When you factorize, yeah, 2 into 50, 2 into 25, 5 into 5, and 5 into 1. Right? We start from 2 prime numbers. You can write 10 into 10, or you do it like this. Okay, now what are the values we write? Instead of this 100, look here. The question is find the square root. Find the square root. If they tell you to find the square root, you have to draw this root symbol. Apply the root symbol. Then after that, instead of 100, what should you write? Instead of 100, what are the values?
2 into 5 into
Yes, 2 into 2 into 5 into 5. Yeah, the last 2 days, 2 or 3 days, I taught you how to solve the questions. Okay, the concept. Now the method. Not the method, the way in which you'll have to solve. Okay, fine. Then you have to pair into 2, right? Square. What's the degree for square? The degree is always 2.
2.
Sir, so sorry, sir. I just got locked out of the meeting. So sorry, sir.
Fine, Akansha. Look, I'm explaining this. Okay, the square is 2. So how many numbers you have to pair? How many numbers you have to pair?
The two numbers. So
2 numbers. Yeah, I'll erase this.
200.
So this is how you're supposed to write. They'll give you question, find the square root of 100. This is the question. Find the square root of 100. So you have to draw the square root symbol, apply the square root symbol. Inside that, factorize, pair it into 2 values. Okay, now is the base same for 2? Are the base same? According to
yes.
exponents. Yeah, in exponents, how do you write this? If the base is same,
So we write one value. So
yeah, we take one base common, then power 1 plus 1 is 2 square. Multiplied by 5 into 5. How do you write 5 into 5? 5 square.
5
Okay.
square.
Look, this square root, what is the value of this square root? What's the degree of square root? What's the degree of square? 2, right? So
Two.
this, yeah, this 2 and these 2's will get cancelled. The square root and the value inside the square root will get cancelled. That's how we eliminate this square root. And what is left? 2 into 5. What's 2 into 5? 10.
10,
Yeah, this is the actual method.
10.
Okay. That is how we eliminate the square root. So this is how we are supposed to write. Draw a square root 100. Now the actual value is 100. When we found the square of some value, when you find the square of some value, the value increases or decreases for square. For
So
square,
it increases. So
value increase. What about square root? Is the value increasing or decreasing? Decreasing. Remember this concept. For square, the value will always increase, and for square root, the value will decrease. If you'll understand this, it's very easy to place decimals using decimals. For square root, it will reduce. Okay, so even this step is not required. This is just for understanding. Apply square root symbol, then use which method is this? Factorize, right?
so
Yeah, it
factorize.
is factorize. You have to factorize. That's the only method. Okay, I mean there are two methods. One is like this, and the other one is division method to find the factors. After this, how many numbers you are supposed to take from here? From two values, we take only one. 2 into 5. The final answer is 10. These are the steps. So this is first step, second, and third. 3 steps. Done? Yeah, you all can take this down. Any doubts in this? How to write? Because I checked your notes to the Akansha's, Adya's homework. This is how you're supposed to write. Okay, square roots get cancelled. And remember, for square, the value increases. And for square root, it decreases.
So can you do the homework question answer?
I'll do it, Adya. After this, I'll do it. From this, I'll teach you all decimals. Okay. Because sixth main and seventh main, we have a lot of decimal values.
So what was the homework, sir?
Third main, second main, third. What was the homework given? I think fifth main, second one. Yeah,
Second
fifth
one.
main, second. Okay, what kind of numbers do we use? What kind of numbers are used
Then the
to find
question.
roots? No. In general, in roots, what are the numbers we use? Integers, decimal, and fraction.
Integers, decimal, and fractions.
Fraction. Okay, this was integer, right? Fine. Next, decimal value. Shall I erase this? Shall I erase?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, for square, the value increases. Find the value of 5 square. So it's not square root, it's 5 square. How do you find the value of 5 square? 5 to the power of 2, 5 into 5. That is 25. Okay, the value increases. Same goes with decimal. 0.5. How do you find 0.5? Remove the point first. Multiply 5 into 5. What do you get? When you square this, what do you get? 5 5s are 25, right?
25. So
Okay, there is decimal here. There is decimal. After decimal, how many numbers are there?
1.
One number. So I told you all the value will increase. So even the decimal number also should increase, right? Yeah, the decimal number should increase. Okay, here we have one decimal. After point, we have one decimal. So how many decimals it has to increase? What's the power here? 2. So it has to increase 2 decimals. How many decimals you place back? 2 decimals. What's the final answer? 0.
this is 0.25.
Okay, remember this. For square, the decimal place increases. The number increases, decimal, everything increases for square. For square root, everything decreases. Even decimal value will decrease. Then, and what kind of number is this? 0.5? Type, which type? Decimal type, right? Okay. This is direct method. You can do it directly like this. Multiply and do it. Okay, in decimal there are two types. One is direct method like this. The other method is when 0.25, I mean 0.5 is given. First we eliminate point. After point, how many digits are there? How many
So
digits?
one is there.
One.
So one
So we
digit.
divide by what? Which number?
So
We
10.
divide by 10. When you divide by 10, you can remove this decimal. So it becomes 0.5 divided by 10. And we don't require this 0. It is just 5 by 10. Now find the square root of 5 by 10. Square of 5 by 10.
25 by 100.
25 by 100.
Oh,
Okay, in
yes.
decimal there is 100 given. How many decimals you place back?
Two decimals.
Two places. Yeah, for division, left hand side. We move it to the left hand side.
So 0.25.
Yes, 0.25. You're getting the same value, right? Whether you use shifting method, this, yeah, divide by 100 or 10, you get the same value.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And this you're supposed to write it like 5 square, 5 into 5. When you get questions like this, second question, copy the question, convert it like this, multiply 10 into 10, 25 by 100. Done. Did you understand decimal? Decimal type?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Decimal number. What did we convert this?
Excuse me, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
SD.
So sorry, sir. My Wi-Fi is
Right,
having a
right,
problem.
this. Okay, next. What was the third type of number we had? What's the third type? Fraction.
Fractions.
In fraction, they'll give you a question. Look, all these type of questions you get at page 38. Open page 38. First is 59, 6.3. Then in fraction, I'll give you a question. They'll give you 5, 2 by 3. Or let me write it as 2, 3 by 5. Okay, mixed fraction. How do you solve this? The question is find the square. If it is square, will you draw a square root or like this? Which method do we use? First or second?
Second. The
Second
second.
one. Don't apply square root. It is square method. Okay, first multiply this. First write it. Yeah, Dhriti, answer this. How do you convert into fraction?
This is 11 by 3.
3 twos are 6, 11 by 3. After 11 by 3, first step, we convert. Second step, square it.
Square.
Write it like this, or you can directly multiply the both into same number. But you write it like this, students. Write a square, then multiply 11 into 11 and 3 into 3. What's the final answer? 11 square. How much is 11 square? 120.
121 by 9.
Yeah, write it like this. If not, you can convert into mixed fraction. Even if you convert, you get the same. 9. Okay, you can convert into mixed fraction. That's it. Now square is done. Fine. Can you see the value? 11 by 3 was given here. Is the value increased or decreased? Both numerator and denominator. Increased.
Increased.
Okay, the same goes with decimal. Even in decimal, I showed you the points. For example, 0.5 was given. What is 0.5 square? 5 into 5 is 25. And after point, we have one number. The decimal number will increase or decrease?
Increase, sir.
We have one decimal number here. How many numbers will you get here? 2.
Sir, two.
Two decimal numbers. So place back to 0.25 is the answer. Now square is done. Square root, everything will decrease. Take this down. Next, in square root, all the values will decrease. 49. What's the square root? How do you find the square root of 49? Prime
Sir,
factorization.
7 square is 49.
7 into 7. And how do you write it? Look, I've checked your notes. Notes in the sense homework question. Akansha, Adya. You all shouldn't write random number, students. You all shouldn't write 7 like this. Shouldn't pick. Okay, it has to be systematic. After this, the square root remains as it is. Instead of 49, what are you supposed to write?
7 into 7.
7 into 7.
Sir, when did I write like that, sir?
Yes, yeah. Today you sent, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, in that you have written it like this. Okay, so how many sevens you pick? There is two number. There are two values. From this we pick only one. So what's the square root of 49?
7, sir.
7. Is the value
Seven, sir.
decreased or increased?
That's decreased.
Decrease.
Decreased. The same goes with decimal. Next decimal. Okay, all this I've taught you all students. First 2 days I taught you all this. Okay. So you can write some random numbers. You can write some random numbers and try. Fine, I'll erase. Next question. Decimal. Same in square root. Either square or square roots. We have only three types. Integers, decimal, and fraction. So in square, I explained all three. Now in square roots, decimal value. When decimal is given 0.25, they'll tell you to find the square root. Which one do you use? The first one or the second one for square root?
So the first one, sir.
The first one. So first draw the square root of this. Whenever point is given in decimal, there are two methods. One is direct. The next one is you divide by 100 or 1000. First try this. Yeah, first try it in the direct method. Just take 25. What's the square root of 25? 5 into
5 into 5.
5 into
5
5.
into 5. So here, what you write it is first you can write it as 5 into 5. How many numbers we take from this?
So only one.
1, sir.
We take only 1 5. Then there is a decimal given here, right? How many
Yes, sir.
decimal numbers do we have after point?
Two, sir.
The 2 decimal.
So the decimal in square root, the value increases or decreases?
Decreases.
Decreases. When there are two decimal numbers, how much do you place back? It decreases. You have to place back 1. Okay, you place back 1. When there are two values, you place back 1. Half of it. So what's the final answer? 0.5. 0.5 is the answer. Just half of which to remember this. Half. When there are two values, you place back 1. Okay, what if it is 0.0025? What's the answer for this? Just take the value 25, 5, right?
0.05. So
Yes. After point, how many decimals are here? How many decimal numbers? 4. How many decimal numbers you have to place back?
so 2.
2. Half of it is 2. So 2 positions. The answer is 0.05. So you have to just place half the value. Okay, next, the second method, 0.25 was given. In second method, what we do is, how do you remove this decimal point? There are
So
how many decimal numbers in
20.5.
numerator? Yeah, there are two decimal numbers in numerator, right? So you have to divide by, in order to eliminate this point, you divide by 100 or 1000.
The 100, sir.
100. Two numbers, so two zeros. So this becomes 25 by 100. Write this entire value inside the square root, 25 by 100. Now find the square root of both. 25. For 25, what do you get? 5 into 5. And find the square root of 100.
So 10 into 10, sir.
Factorize, yeah. If you know the values, I told you all to memorize 1 to 20, square and square roots. If you know the values, you can write it directly. 100, how do you get 100? 10 into
So 10 into
10.
10.
Okay, this is the second step. The final step, how many 5s do you take from the numerator? 1
So
5.
5, sir.
And from denominator?
110, sir.
110. So 5 by 10. Look here. In this 5 by 10, don't reduce it. Don't write 1 by 2. That's not the answer. You have to place the decimals, because what is the question? Is it in fraction or decimal type?
Decimal. So
Decimal. So even the final answer should be in decimal. Remember that. Don't reduce it. Don't reduce 5 ones and 5 twos. Okay. So 5 by 10. How do you place back the decimal? For 1 0, 1 decimal.
So
Left hand side, 0.5. So there are two methods. You can either use this or that. If your ma'am has done in this method, use this. 0.25. Yeah, take this down. And I'll teach you all using hundreds, 10,000. Yesterday, Sherlin, you had a doubt in this, right? 100 to find the square root. Sherlin or Mariana?
Sir, I had a doubt, sir.
Okay, now today I'll teach you all this.
Okay, sir.
Okay, did you all understand this? To find square root,
Yes, sir.
yeah, the values will always decrease. 0.25, we got the final answer as 0.5. The number is also decreased. Even the decimal value, we had two decimal values here, and here we have only one. Okay, so it decreases. Fine. Similar question was given for homework, right? Fraction. I'll solve that. Which question was given for homework? Fifth main?
So fifth main, second question.
Second one.
Fifth main, second question. 96, 1 by 25. Only few students are answering. Is Adi online? Adya, Jwana, Diyashri?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
Okay, and who's this? Dhriti? Who's this guess? Is it Mariana?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
answer,
sir.
Mariana. Students, yeah, unmute and answer. How do you solve this? This question was given for homework. What kind of number is this?
So it's
Which
a
number?
fraction. Mixed
It is
fraction.
fraction. Mixed fraction, convert into improper first. 96 into 25. I want everyone to try this. Only
Yes.
Akansha's answer was right. Only Akansha and Adya sent homework.
So even I sent.
sir.
Oh, I didn't get it. Then now I got it, Lamula. You have sent now, right?
I only sent you, sir, but network issue.
Once.
So even
Fine.
I sent you yesterday, sir.
Before the class starts, send me before the class starts so that I can check. Even Adya sent at 5:30. Okay, multiply this. Is the question same question given in textbook? 96 1 by 25.
Yes.
Okay, and what is the main question given? Yeah, Dhriti, page number 38. Fifth main. Read out the question.
38 first main, sir.
38, fifth main.
Find the square root of
Okay, find
96
this.
1 by 25.
Okay, find the square root of this. For square root, which symbol do we use? First,
The first one.
first one. So this is square root. Will the value increase or decrease in the final answer?
Decrease.
Decrease. For square root, the value will always decrease. Okay, let's check that. So first multiply this by 6 are 30.
Sir, I got it as 2,700 by 20.
Okay, 9 5s are 45, 48.
2,401.
2401, sir.
2,401, sir.
How come 2401? Getting it as 2000.
I got two.
Fine, fine. Plus 1.
We add one plus one.
Yeah, we add plus 1. 2400. Okay, this 2400 plus 1. 96. 1 by
Divided
20.
by 25, sir.
Yes.
Which is
2401 divided by 25. This is
25.
square root. Topic is square root. Remember this. So you have to add a square root symbol. And once you add square root symbol, you have to eliminate this. When do you eliminate this? When you get two values inside, right? Two same
Yes.
numbers.
Oh,
How do you
yes.
get two same numbers?
So
You
we
have to
So factorize, sir.
factorize this. Dhriti, how do you factorize? No, let Dhriti answer. She was absent. Is Dhriti online? Yeah. Prime
So
factor
2
method
ones
or
are
no, you can't use two. Last number is odd, right? If it is odd number, you can use 3. 3, 5, 7. And 5 is not possible. You can use either 3 or 7. Let me use 3.
So it doesn't get divided by 3.
Doesn't get divided. Okay, then 7. Next, use 7.
So 7, sir.
Yes. 7 threes are 21. Remainder is 30.
So 343. So
7 fours are 28. Right? Then 7 3. Adia, did you get this? Check your homework.
7,
Sir, yes,
49,
sir.
Yeah.
and
Akansha,
7,
you had
7.
missed this step. Without
So
factorizing,
I
you have
just
written the
know
direct
that.
answer. Okay,
Yes,
that you
sir.
get even in. Yeah, without this, look here, students. I don't want you all to use calculator. In calculator, you get all this to find square roots or square. You have to practice it like this. 7, then 343 is given. Look here again.
So actually, I didn't factorize, sir. I divided, sir.
Yeah, division and factorization both are same, right? Even you divide, you get same. 343. Next, look here. I'll give you a clue. 7. How do you eliminate this? How do you eliminate? You have to get two same values, right? If you get 7 here, even the other number should be 7, right? Close to, yeah, it
yes.
should be same number. So try 7. Again, use 7.
So
Don't use other numbers.
749, sir.
Yes. So remember this. When starting whatever value goes, try even the next one, try it with the same value. Don't use different values. Okay, 7 into 49. Then 49. 7 sevens are 49. 7 ones are 7. Next, for 20, how many sevens should I write in the numerator?
So
How many
4.
sevens? 4.
4. So
And denominator? 5 into 5.
5. So
Yes. Yeah, Dhriti, you have to factorize both numerator and denominator.
okay, sir.
Okay, so when you factorize, you get 5 into 5. How many numbers we pair now? Two values, right?
yes. Into 7.
Yeah, try this
Divide
and
by
find the
5.
final answer. Yes, check.
Pattern.
Yeah, this is how you're supposed to. Yeah, tell me, Lamula.
7 into 7.
Okay, this is one pair. 7 into 7, can I write it as 7 square? Is it correct?
So,
Yeah.
so
So
Yes,
look,
sir.
whenever you pair it up, the third step, write it like this. 7 square multiplied by 7 square divided by what? 5 square. So this square and square root, everything gets cancelled, right? What is left? 7 into 7 divided by,
49 by 5.
this is the actual
Not
step. These
49.
are the actual steps you're supposed to
49
do.
by 5.
Yeah.
So, but is it compulsory to convert it into a mixed fraction?
7 sevens are 49, 49 by 5.
5.
Mixed
9
fraction,
by 5, sir.
yeah, you have to convert it. When do you convert into mixed fraction, Tanishka?
When the
When do you
So,
convert?
when the numerator is greater than the
Yeah,
denominator.
when the numerator is greater than the denominator.
numerator it's 9 4 by
Okay, sir.
9?
9
Yeah,
4
let
by
me,
5.
yes, let me check this. You can check the answer in textbook. 9 4 by 5. Unless you do it, don't check. First try to find 49 by 5. What's the final answer? 9 4 by
By 5,
5.
sir.
5.
So you have to convert. And when do you all convert into mixed fraction? Whenever the numerator is greater
Greater
than
than denominator.
denominator. 9 4 by 5. 5 nines are 45 and 4. Is it clear? Types of numbers, how to find square roots,
Yes, sir.
and these are the steps. Now you all tell me, look here, 949 by 5, and here this when you convert it 2401 by 25, is the as the value increased or decreased? Let us compare. Is it increased or decreased?
It's decreased.
Decreased. So whenever you find the square root of some value, you have the value gets decreased. Is it clear? Sherlin, Tanishka, and Mariana, yesterday you had some doubts, right?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, Sherlin and Mariana, you had asked for the
Yes,
square root of
sir.
10, hundreds, and thousand. This I'll teach you all next. I'll give you a 5 minutes break. After that, we'll start with this.
Yes,
And look
sir.
at sixth main. Yeah. The Vritti, next sixth main. Okay, other students, yeah, open page 38. Look at sixth and seventh main. What kind of numbers are given in all these? They have given fraction,
So
decimal,
decimal, sir.
fraction,
Decimal.
mixed fraction. Then, yeah, that's it. That's the reason in the beginning I told you all. We use only three types in this: integers, fraction, and decimal fraction. Okay, I'll give you a 5 minutes break. We'll continue at 6:15.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, mute the call.
I was absent, sir.
Fine, Tanish.
C, sir.
Yes, Bemula.
And for C section, she was absent, sir.
I was absent. B section and C, right? A section. What
Sir,
did ma'am
no
do?
section I was absent, sir.
Which is the other section? Then A. B.
And he is, sir.
B section. Who's in B section? Which student?
Sir, me,
Nobody in
Sir,
B.
Adya,
Okay.
Mariana, and
What did ma'am do? Sherlin, Joanna, who went to school? Yeah, which chapter, Sherlin? Which chapter did ma'am
our
do?
ma'am has done till special types of quadrilaterals with some.
Special types. Okay, the same topic. Special types of quadrilateral. Fine, we'll revise that. We'll revise that chapter tomorrow, if not tomorrow on Saturday. You'll remember those concepts? Are you going through that?
oh, yes, sir.
Okay, just revise parallelogram, square, rectangle, those properties. Okay, we'll revise that tomorrow or on Saturday. Aditya, Sherlin.
So when will you start construction, sir?
Construction. Construction will do it later, Tanishka. Okay, first we'll finish all this. Construction is easy.
Also, because we
Because
were
we have
having
projects to
construction
do,
for
sir.
internal, so that's
Forget
why.
for project.
So that's
Okay,
why, sir, I asked.
after this, we'll start cube. I don't think they'll give it so early. Projects.
So no, sir, ma'am,
Don't know, sir. Ma'am is giving it, sir.
Okay, then after this, we'll start. After square, square and square root. 3B. After 3B, start construction.
Oh, okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, can you all see the screen?
Oh,
All of
yes, sir.
Fine, we'll try the next question. Sixth, yeah, before sixth main, first question. Before doing that, now look here. 10. Now we'll just deal with these values: 10, hundreds, thousand, 10,000. Anything in the multiples of tens. Okay, power or multiple. Fine. 10 square. When you try to square 10, will the value increase or decrease for square? Value increases or decreases?
Increase.
Increases. Okay, how many zeros do we have here? How many zero?
So one, sir.
1. So, how much is 10 square? 10 into 10 is
100.
100. You can do it. You're supposed to do it like this. If not, in short, you can remember 1 0, it becomes 2. Okay, this is only for 10, hundreds, thousands in the powers. Okay, to the powers. Next, what's the square of 100? 100 into 100. How many zeros do we have?
4
2
zeros.
zeros. So the value should increase.
1000.
4 zeros. Right? It becomes 4.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay. And what's the reverse of this? When you find the square root of 4 zeros, okay, first we'll finish this. Next, 3. What's the answer? 1000 into 1000, right? 1000 into 1000, how many zeros? 6.
6 zeros. 6 zeros.
Yeah. So the number of zero, it just doubles. Remember this. This is applicable only for 10, hundreds, 1000, 10,000 lakhs. Okay, in the multiples of 10. So the number of zeros, it just doubles. The square, for square, it doubles. Next, square root.
So 1 second.
Yeah, right. Look, try to understand the concept, Akansha. If you understand, you can write any value, anything to the multiple of 10, hundreds, and 1000, and you can find the answer. For example, you'll do it like this. Write this step. Multiply twice. And remember, final answer will always increase. And whenever there are zeros, when there are 3 zeros, it will get increased. It will become 6.
Done, sir.
Okay, this is square. Next, square root. What if you have square roots? Look, this, whether in numerator or denominator, it's the same. For example, 5 by 100, 25 by 100. What's the square root of 25? Sorry, 5 by 10. How do you find the square of 5 by 10? 5 5 is a 25. And 10 10 is a 100.
100.
Okay, whether in numerator or denominator, the concept is same for 10, hundreds, 1000, all these values. Next, square root. Okay, now look here. Let us take 100, square root of 100. How many zeros are given here? How many zeros do we have inside? 2 zeros. Okay, in square root, the value increases or decreases? In square root.
Decreases.
So the number of zero also should decrease. If there are 2 zeros, how many zeros you get in the last?
1, sir.
Only 1. So what's the square root of 100?
10.
And it should be even numbers. The zero should be in even. Then only you can divide it by 2, right? It gets split into 2. Can you see here? Everything gets multiplied into 2 values when you find square root. When you find square, everything gets multiplied into 2, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So when you find the square root, it's just opposite. Everything gets divided by 2. Here it gets multiplied into 2. Here it gets divided into 2. Okay. So you have to have, for 1000, is it possible to find square root? Will 3 get divided by 2?
Oh, no, sir.
No. Okay. For 10,000, it is possible. What's the answer for 10,000? What's the square root of 10,000?
1000, sir.
No. How many zeros are there?
100, sir.
100, sir.
4 zeros, 100. So in quickly, if you want to do it in a quick way, you write it like this. Write 100 into 100. And from 200s, how many hundreds we take out? 100. Okay, so instead of finding factorizing like this, prime factorization method, this will take a lot of time to solve. This is the
Sorry,
easiest.
this means taking out 2 zeros, right, sir?
Yeah, just taking out 2 zeros, Adya. You have to pair it. How many zeros are here? 4 zeros. How many zeros you take out?
2, sir.
It's reducing. So square root of 10,000 is reduced to 100. Okay, what if there are 6 zeros? How many zeros you take out?
3 zeros, sir.
3
Please,
zeros.
that's done. You take 1 as it is. 1 should be as it is. Remaining 3 out of 3, just pair it and take 3 zeros out. The answer is 1000. Look, 1000. Okay, for division, for square root, we remove 3 zeros. Okay, if it is square, you just add how many zeros with it?
3
3
zeros.
zeros. So division we remove. We pair it up and remove. Okay, Sherlyn, now is your doubt clear? Sherlyn and Mariana, you'll had this doubt, right? How to find the square of 10, hundreds, and 1000. But in odd numbers, it's not possible. For example, 1000. Can we remove two values? Can you pair up two values? Two zeros? No. So odd number, it's not possible. But you can find the cube root. That is next chapter. Cube root of 10. How many zeros are here? 3 zeros. So if you want to find the cube root, out of 3 zeros, it becomes only 1. The answer is 10. This is next chapter, cube root.
Sir,
That's the
what is the one for the 10 lakh one, sir? This side?
10 lakh.
Yes, sir.
If I write 10 lakh,
So no, sir, like you paired up the zeros now, sir, after pairing up the zeros, sir.
after pairing it up, look here. This second step, right? How many times? Zeros.
So you get one time, no, sir? 0.
3, right? 3. Okay, so the answer is 100. Sorry, 1000.
Yes.
Which one did you ask, Adya? The right
So
hand
no,
one or
sir,
the
this
left?
one only, sir. No, sir,
Okay.
right hand one.
Yes. It gets paired up like this. And this is the final answer, 1000. Remember, only with odd numbers, even numbers. Then only you can split it by 2. Only with even numbers you can do this.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, in square, like the final answer increases and in square roots it decreases.
It decreases. Yes. And why do value increases in square? Look here, 5 square. Because what is the power here? What's the power?
2.
2. So what is square basically, Charlotte? According to definition, I made that right in textbook. Square is you multiply two values, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. When you multiply, the value increases or decreases.
Sir, it
It should increase.
increases.
Okay. So yeah, all of you don't try to mug up. For square, it increases. Square root. Think practically. For square, we are going to multiply two values. Whenever you multiply two values, the value will increase. What about division? When you divide, the value will increase or decrease. 10 divided by 2.
So it will decrease.
Decrease. So whenever you multiply any value, the value will increase. And for division, the value decreases. Okay, with this concept, look at second, page 38, second means second question. Second means second question. What is the answer for that? Even that I had given for homework, right? Second means second question.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah. By splitting into what? Which method you have to use? Prime factor method, right? Okay, all of you look here. Remember what I told for this? There are how many zeros here?
Sir,
How many
2
zeros?
zeros.
Okay, in final answer, how many zero you get?
So 1 0.
1 0. So you'll have to factorize only 3969. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Only 3969. Just factorize this. Whatever answer you get, write it along with 0. That will be the final answer. Okay, sixth main first question. Is it clear? Any doubts with this decimal? Hundreds, tens? No. Okay. Sixth main first question. 14.4 square root of 14.4 divided by 22.4. Now, are there two decimal values both in numerator and denominator? Right? Okay, let me take these values. That's 22.5. Okay, look. Whenever there are point decimals in numerator as well as denominator, you can remove that. How many decimals are there in numerator? Decimal numbers after a point?
So 1, sir.
1. Here, what about this?
So 1, sir.
1. So both, in order to remove this, both you have to shift it in the right hand side, equal position. If you shift 1, even here you have to shift both simultaneously. So 144 becomes, sorry, 14.4 becomes 144. And 22.5 becomes 225. Right? It becomes 225. Understood? 144 and 225. Okay, what if it is like this? 14.4 divided by 22 point, or let me write 14.45 divided by 22.5. Okay, how many decimal points are there in the numerator?
So 2, sir.
2. So how many positions I have to shift to remove that?
So, so
No,
1,
no.
sir.
Only if I shift twice, that decimal get removed, right? Okay, if I move 2 position like this, here how many positions I have to move in the denominator? 2. Same. Whatever action you do in the numerator, same has to be done in the denominator. How many positions? 2. So what does numerator become? What do you get in the numerator?
So 1445.
45. In denominator, can you see this place is vacant? There's no number here.
Yes, sir.
So there you can add a 0. So it becomes 2250.
0.
This is the concept. Whatever is done in the numerator, the same thing has to be done in the denominator. Okay. So till here you all can take. I'll give you another question. You all try this. Once you know, if you understand this concept, square root is as usual. How do you find square root of 144? What's the square root of 144?
So 12.
12 square, 12 into 12. So you can write the direct answer. So 144 is 12 and 225 is 15.
15 square.
Yeah, to find the square root, it's easy. But to remove the decimal, this concept you have to understand. 225. 14 square is 12 and 225 square.
We convert it into a decimal number.
No, you don't have to convert. Okay, the main question is in decimal, right?
Yes, sir.
Main question. But we remove the decimal, equal decimal. Can you see here? Equal
Yes,
decimal. Yeah, so don't have to convert. But you can reduce this. Is it possible to reduce? 3 4s are?
so 455, sir.
Yeah, take this down and I'll give you one decimal number. Now 0.225 is given here and 28.9 is given. Always we first target the numerator. First complete this. The sixth main first question. This was sixth main first question. First remove the decimal, then find the square root. All these are 2 marks question. And final exam is for 80 marks, right? I mean midterm, 80 and 20 marks assignment.
Yes, sir.
Okay, project. Is it test? Will ma'am give it for test or project? Construction.
So for project.
Project, sir.
This project you all can score. The answer is 4 by
Not given project. So
project.
they have not yet given the project for us.
Okay. In which class did ma'am give topics?
So in 80, sir.
80. Okay, later I'll take. You tell me the.
Done, sir.
Done, sir.
This is 3A, sixth main, first one. Sixth main, first one. Okay, in textbook they have converted into decimal fraction. The main question is in decimal, right? The main,
Yes.
yeah, Tanishka, what you asked was right. If the main question is in decimal, we get 4 by 5. Numerator value goes inside, denominator is outside. How do you divide this when 5 is greater?
So
0.
we
Point.
have 0, sir.
Okay. How many of you will remember this?
So I remember.
Remember all of you all? Okay. 5 8s are 40. What's the final answer? 0.8.
0.8.
That's so from here we converted. Okay, try this, students. Look at this. This.
So finish, sir.
Yeah, numerator, how many zeros? How many positions you have to move to eliminate this point?
So
How many
3, sir.
positions? 3, right? 1, 2, and 3. The point goes here. So 3 actions, 3 times you have shifted. The same action should be done in the denominator. 1, 2, and 3. What do you get in the numerator? 225. What about the denominator? What do you all get in the denominator?
So
Here,
28,000.
28,000. 900. Yeah, first go through this. Take this down. If you all have any doubts, let me know. All this, yeah, hereafter all the values all the questions will have same values where you have to shift it like this. We always give preference for the numerator. How much of a position the numerator shifts, same. The denominator 0.25, 3 positions and 3.
Sir, is it 15 by 170?
Good. Which question is this, Adya? Sixth main second question, right? Can you see the second question? Okay, this is the first step. First step, remove the decimal. Second step, find the square root. For 225, what's the square root?
So 15, sir.
15, sir.
I want all to answer. What's the square root of 225?
So 15, sir.
Okay, here we have 289. Yeah, 28900. How do you find the square root of 28900? When there are two zeros, how many zeros you get?
So 1 0, sir.
So, 1
So,
0, sir.
should you all find for the entire value or only for 289?
Only for
Okay, for 289. So if you have memorized from 1 to 20,
17, sir.
17. So this is how you study, students. This is how you relate and study. If not, you start solving this. If you don't know this concept, it's impossible to solve such questions. Without the concept, you can't solve this. Okay, so 289. If you don't know, can you see the screen? Is my screen visible?
So
No, sir.
it says black.
Let me check.
So now
Now we can see.
Okay, fine. Are all the students online? Diyashri, Akansha, Joanna?
yes, sir.
4, 5, 6,
Yes,
7,
sir.
8, 9, 10. Okay. So this is how we use to the power of 10, hundreds and thousand concept. Here there are two zeros. So for square root, the zero decreases. For 20, it becomes 1. And what's the square root of 289?
So
17.
17.
If you want to factorize, you get 17. 1, 7, 17. Okay. Now this 17. 15 by 170.
So after
Can we reduce it?
reducing it,
Yeah, reduce it 5 3s.
3 by 30.
534, sir.
34, sir.
Am I audible? Okay, I was on mute. 3 by 34.
30.
34, sir.
Okay. I don't try to convert this into decimal. You won't get this. Look, even in this question, student, 4 by 5 is also correct. 4 by 5 is also correct. 3 by 34, convert into mixed fraction, decimal later. 0.8. Done. Any doubts in this? Sixth main second. Look, hereafter, all the questions are similar type. You remove the decimal and do it. Okay, we'll try the third question. Last question. Okay, which chapter is given? Inside the square root bracket, which topic is this? Last test you'll have this.
So
When there are two
reducing.
multiplication.
So
Yeah, reducing. Yes. Not exponents.
I don't
Reducing. Fraction.
understand this question.
Rational.
Numbers.
Rational numbers. Rational numbers. Do you all remember rational numbers?
So yes, sir.
Yeah, rational number concept. So first step, look here. Fraction, write as it is. 25 by 32. Mixed fraction, convert it. Give me the answer for this.
Into 49 by 18, sir.
Okay, 18. 2 into 18 is 36. 46, 49 by 18. Multiplied by 0.25. Decimal is given. How do you remove the decimal? 0.25. How do you remove this? Two position right hand side. So you have to divide by
So
10 or
100, sir.
two positions. You remove here. So divide by 100. 25 by 100. Yes. Any doubt in the first step? Is it clear?
No, sir.
Look, the first point is we always give preference to, not preference. If it is integers, it's very easy to solve. That's the reason. If it's in fraction, it's very easy to solve. That's the reason that decimal we converted into fraction first. Okay, now Just look at this without the square root. Can you see this? It was given in rational numbers chapter. It was given in rational numbers, right? Okay, now try to reduce it. Try reducing it.
Yes, sir.
Any value which gets reduced, just check once. 25 and 32 doesn't get reduced. What about 49 and 18? 3 times, 2 times. Is it possible?
So no, sir.
No. 25 by 100. Before finding square root, I want you all to reduce it. 25 by 100. You can reduce it, right? 5 5s are 5. 20s are there.
5 5 are
5
20s are sir. Then 5 1 are 1
5
by
1s are
4.
4. 1 by 4. Instead of 25 by 100, shall I write 1 by 4?
Oh yes, sir.
Okay, now find the square roots of this. Look here. 32 and 18 is given. 25 and 42 is given. Factorize this. 25. What do you get for 25?
5 into
I'll
5.
write 5 into 5 as it is. Okay, next for 49, factorize 49. Separate values. 7, good. 7 into 7. 1 is given, just ignore that. Divided by 32. Factorize 32. Just take separate values, students. It's the same.
2
Yes.
into 2.
30.
So 2 6 times, sir.
Yeah, others try this. Write it. Whatever you'll get right. Factorize 18, write it. Factorize for 4 and write it below. And pair everything with 2. And why do we pair by 2? 2 values? In order to eliminate the square root.
Excuse
To
me,
eliminate,
sir.
yes.
Sir, can you do this sum again, sir? I kind of got confused, sir.
What's the first step, Akansha?
Sir,
You
like
can do it. Who didn't understand this? Who didn't understand the first step? Were you there when I was teaching?
sir, I was there, sir.
Okay, others who didn't understand the first step? Okay, fine. If you're getting confused, look here. This was the question, right? What do you get? 25 by 32.
25 by 32, sir.
Multiplied by what do you get?
1 second, sir.
And I think you weren't there.
Sir, no, so we get 49 by 18, right?
49 by 18. Next.
Multiplied by
0.25.
25 by, yes, sir, 2.05 becomes into 25 by 100.
25 by 100. Look here, students. Others, if you want, you can reduce this. Even without reducing, you can do it directly. For 25, what do you get, Akansha? Find the square root of all the values, Akansha. Look here. Find for 25, 32, 49, all the values. For 25, what do you get? 5 into?
5, sir.
Yeah.
5.
For 49, 7 into 7. Again, for 25?
So for 25, 5 into 5, sir.
5 into 5. Okay.
So
Now
ma'am did
denominator.
like this, sir.
Okay. Do it like this. Okay. You don't have to reduce. Without reducing, do it directly. Okay. 32. Akansha, now did you understand? Or still
Yes, sir, I understood now.
don't have to reduce it, students. Do it directly. Find the numerator values. Factorize all the numerator and factorize all the denominators. For 32.
To 16.
Quickly, last question. You've done.
2 into
So
Yeah.
125.
2 into 16, 2 into 8, 2 into 4.
2 into 4, 2 into 2.
Okay. So how many 2's do we have? Write everything. Don't skip any values. How many 2's?
5.
5 or 6? 2, 16,
5, so
2, 8. Okay, 5. Next for 18. Write it for 18.
2 into 3. So
2 into
2 9's
2 into 3 into
3's. Okay, write it. Write it like this. Just find the square root of all the values. To write it together. 3 into 3. What is left? What is remaining?
100, sir.
100. For 100, what do you get?
10, sir.
10 into 10. No, first write it. First write it like this. Later we'll pair it up and reduce it. Okay, now pair all the values in numerator and denominator. Pair two
So
values.
5 into 7 into 5.
5 into 7 into 5.
5. Correct. This, and this. 5 into 7 into 5. In numerator, like
2
this.
into 2
By
into
2 into 2
No, 1
in
2 is
2
missing.
into
No, no,
2
1
into
2 is
3.
missing. In 18, do you remember we had 2 into 3 into 2?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I missed out. I missed out 1 2 here. Let me write it. 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 and 10 into 10. Okay, you'll get pair for everything, for all the values. Okay, without pair, you can't remove this square root. You'll definitely get all the values twice. If you do it properly like this, you'll get twice. Okay, numerator, what did we get? 5 into 7 into 5. In denominator, 2 into 2 into
2 into 2
Into
into
2
2
into
into 3
3 into
into
10,
10,
sir.
sir.
yeah 10. Now what you do is before multiplying, reduce it. Check whether you can reduce any value.
5 ones are
5
5.
ones
So
and
yes,
5
sir.
twos, sir.
5
5
ones
ones
are
are
5
50.
twos
Okay,
are
now
10.
find the final answer. 7 fives are 35 divided by
48.
48, sir.
48. Is it still, can you reduce it 35 7 times? No.
Yes.
This is
No,
the
sir.
final answer. So everything is based on square and square roots. Only the types of numbers change. They'll give you decimal, they'll give you fraction, mixed fraction, and natural numbers. That's it. 35 by 8. Will you try the fourth question for homework?
Yes, sir.
Third is done. Fourth.
Oh, yes, sir.
Fourth is easy. After that, yeah, tomorrow, most probably tomorrow we'll finish this. Okay, today I have to start from the beginning. Fine. Yeah, that's it for today. 35 by 48 is the final answer.